Why, hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today on this wacky Wednesday. We are holding our weekly pajama party. It's late on the East Coast. It's almost 9 o'clock, and you guys know I love a good pair of pajamas, so I am back in my pink pajamas for you guys, holding a pajama party for you guys. And I have a bedtime story, which is actually a nightmare. And it's the subject of our 90-day Oy vey today. One of the subjects, Angela borrows $50 from a friend and refuses to pay it back. Chantel is living her best life. Okay, so we're going to get all into this. Thank you, everyone, joining me in the live chat. Thank you, Yorkville Charlie, Shelly, Joan, Miss Nina, Cree, my trusty moderator, Menopausal Queen, Faith, Sassy Cat, Isabella. Hey, it's Sam. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Um, Hi, Carrie Ann. So let's hop right into this. Viewer warning, I will be getting to a nightmare. Okay. Hi, Natalie. Thanks for joining. So, first, let's get into the nightmare that was Sophie and Kay. And Sophie, she just loves stirring shit up, doesn't she? So, on part four of the tell all of the last resort, Sophie and Kay fling serious accusations at Rob. Basically, that he charges $500 for a BJ. And my question to Sophie, because this is not the first time she's commented on this, she has said before, and this was after the episode where they went camping, and she was telling everyone that Rob had a dating profile. So she decided to comment this. I was protecting this man is why I didn't want to show receipts to embarrass him. But I actually saw text showing he was sexually involved with a man while he was with me, and I don't care to protect him anymore. That man hates me because he is gay and can't accept it and takes his anger out on me and is abusive towards me because of that. And he sent himself that text 2 years prior during an argument. He literally knows what the fuck that situation is. I'm tired of this man being protected. He is a very sick individual. So she responded to her outing Rob at the tell all. Okay. And first thing she said was, I don't ever care to address the show. However, people are still supporting an abusive man. He hides it on TV, but even all the girls at the tell all said how they've all seen how bad his anger is towards me in real life. He called an unborn baby names and called a pregnant woman a whore. Plus, there's even proof of him online throwing things at me and making me have stitches in my eye. Yeah, people want to act like Rob was just the nicest guy ever, and I'm just immature because I left. Pretty privilege definitely works for men too, because people see a pretty outside and ignore his inner character. I left Rob I left Rob because he was abusive, but I didn't want to say it on TV. Furthermore, I didn't out him being gay. I'm literally part of the community myself. I outed him cheating and prostituting. Doesn't matter if it's the same genre. If you're married, that's not okay. People have zero idea what I actually went through, and I'm tired of a false narrative put out, to be honest. I have accepted that people will only believe what they see on TV, but at the end of the day, it's a show for the purpose of entertainment. You do not see what happens behind closed doors. I have never said a single lie about that man. And if you look online, you'll see everything I've ever said is true. That man hates women, as you guys can see. He didn't argue with a man who literally tries to get at his wife because he only attacks women. My life is my life without him is very peaceful being around him is traumatic, and I don't care to speak on it anymore because my life does not revolve around a TV show. And at the end of the day, I know what I went through, and I have worked so hard at healing from it. So that's good enough for me. Sophie, honey, if he was so awful, why did you show him your new boobs at the tell all? If he was so awful, why were you sleeping with him up until about a month before the tell all? Why were you giving him all these flirty looks and being all, flirty wordy with him? And then the minute Kay came up on stage, that was it. It was Kay and Sophie versus Rob. So now she goes on to say, and I want to add for all the people who have been in similar relationships as me and dealt with narcissists, thank you for making me feel heard. And I hope that speaking out can help anyone going through something similar realize that you deserve better. Also, to anyone else who supports me and shows love, it means a lot. I'm excited for you guys to see my journey and get to know what I'm like when not in a traumatic relationship. LOL, as I have been really working on myself and healing now that I've removed anything toxic from my life. Okay, Sophie, once again, if Rob is such a horrible person, and listen, I'm not saying Rob is perfect, okay? We all know Rob has his own issues, but if he was such a horrible person, why were you fucking him until the month before the tell all? Asking for myself, okay? And she is so quick to throw Rob under the bus any chance she gets. You know how Sophie and Natalie were arguing about Natalie talking shit about Sophie online and then being nice to her face? Well, at the time, Rob actually defended her. Okay? Rob commented, Natalie, you need to stop. Sophie and Josh never had a physical relationship, and you know that. Going around lying, saying that they did so you can play victim is trash. You're also making both of us look even dumber. We all went to the resort and wanted the best for our relationship. I don't know why you turned it into a Natalie versus Sophie situation. You need to stop spiraling and get a hold of yourself. I don't play these gossip games, but as long as you're coming for Sophie, you are dragging me into it, and I don't like that. I never had an issue with you personally, so I prefer to keep it that way. Sophie is not your enemy. Look in the mirror or check your man. So Rob is quick to defend Sophie, and Sophie is just so quick just to turn around and throw him right under the bus. And having her bestie by her side just gave her even more courage. Now, speaking of her bestie, Josh didn't get to take her to Vegas. I don't think Rob ever got to take her to Vegas, but Kay got to take her to Vegas. Kay and Sophie are in Vegas right now celebrating Kay's birthday. And last night, they went to a male strip show. Now, I'm going to share this with you guys, but I have to mute the music or I'll get a copyright thingy. But this is Kay and Sophie at a male strip show in Vegas last night celebrating Kay's birthday. And guess who got brought up on stage? Just take a wild guess, you guys. So we have some sausage going on up here, and the girls are loving it. Sophie's like, "What has she brought me to?" She brought you to a male strip show. I mean, you know. So now we see Sophie up on stage getting the full male strip show experience. I unfortunately had this, not this type of experience, but a mini male strip club show experience back when I was in my 20s. One of them tried to stick a sting in my face, and I was like, no, get away from me. And I left like shortly thereafter. And then another time, the woman I was working for at the time, she threw a bachelorette party for her nanny's daughter who worked with us. Long story. Well, anyway, at this bachelorette party, there was a male stripper who tried to stick his thing in my face, and I left the party shortly thereafter. But as you can see, Sophie's enjoying herself, and hey, you go, girl. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, be my guest, enjoy it. And yeah, so Sophie got to experience the male strip club experience last night. That's what I'm saying, menopausal queen. We don't know where the fuck these weenies have been. Okay, so yeah. So here we go, having fun at the club. Okay, so moving on. And yes, I totally agree with you, Jelly Ugandan Knuckles. That screaming was ridiculous. It was just a way, for her to extend her screen time a few more minutes, in my opinion. So now today, Kay's not done. Okay. She spilled some tea about Jamal, the other 90-day bad boy. Okay. So apparently, um, Kay was tagged in a clip for Pillow Talk, which shows Jamal basically he has three shoes in his hand, and he says that Kay is one of them, trying to get in between um Sophie and Rob, and she needs to go away, and he throws the shoe like dramatically over his shoulder. So Kay says, now, Jamal, I know you aren't talking shit, because aren't you the same Jamal who was also sliding into Sophie's DMs, telling her Rob was a piece of shit and trying to fly her out to see you a while back? I'm starting to think the only way to be in 90 Day Bad Boys is if you ever liked or slid into Sophie's DMs. Now they are both his besties. Weird. And yes, I agree with Kay on that statement. The fact that both Josh and now it turns out Jamal both were trying to hit on Sophie, and now they're both his best buddies. Yeah, kind of weird. Okay, kind of weird. So, like I said, the girls are taking over Vegas, doing all the Vegas things, and Kay put on quite a performance during the tell-all. Okay, and her facial expressions, especially the sobbing, totally meme worthy. Okay. So I posted a couple, okay, the day after the tell all. And if you guys have been watching my last couple of videos, I really don't want to get into it because I'm in a really good mood today. But you guys could see who these stories were directed at. Um, let's just put it this way. Good old Lloyd. Okay. So then I posted this when my husband threatens to cut my Amazon budget, and it's Kay crying. And she, put laughing emojis on my memes. And I thought, okay, cool. Let me see if maybe I could get her on and she could explain her side. No, let me tell you, Kay, I'm sorry. And this comes from someone who has anger management. I think she may need to take an anger management course or two. As you can see here, I asked her about interviewing, and then she said, girl, after you posted all those memes being rude, hell no, I would never trust you to tell my side, because it's clear to me that you have already formed your own opinion on it. I just laughed because I have a great sense of humor and I thought it was funny. So I said to her, I'm sorry you thought the memes were mean. They weren't directed at you anyway. Your expression just happened to fit. If you got the wrong impression because of that, and I put the shrugging emoji, thanks for responding, I guess. So she turns around and says, it's fine. Honestly, I just don't care to make any comments because no matter what I say, these fans have formed their own opinions based on from the show, and I'll never change their mind. TLC has made me look so terrible, it's even hard for me to watch because I know that's not who I am. And then she says, I am done being on the show with Sophie, honestly. I keep saying yes, thinking they will finally show my true side, but I'm always going to be the gay homewrecker on TLC. And yes, she will always be known as the gay homewrecker between Rob and Sophie. But I wanted to offer her an opportunity and a platform to maybe be seen in a different light, like I do with some of these Love After Lockup cast members, and they get seen on a totally different light. So I was hoping maybe I would have that chance with Kay, but no. She is really fucking angry, and yeah, she needs not to direct her anger at me. Rob, on the other hand, he's working out. That's his therapy. Okay. So moving on, Chantel is living her best life. She is on a trip in Punta Cana. Okay. And girl, I wish I was that flexible. Look at that fucking split. Okay. If I try to do that, I wouldn't be able to get up. You would have to call 911. I mean, it would just be a mess over here. So she is, on her trip in Punta Cana with her friend Ashley. Now, it is an open secret that Ashley is her special friend. And when she appeared on 90 Day Diaries with her, when Chantel went to get her birthmark removed, she was just Chantel's friend. She's been Chantel's friend for I first noticed the relationship like in November of last year and reported on it. They travel everywhere. Her family is really supportive. They're always going out to dinners and clubs and vacations. So Chantel is living her best life. I just really, wish that TLC didn't gloss over the fact that Ashley was her friend. I mean, maybe that was at Chantel's request. Who knows? But Ashley is a singer. She's appeared in a couple of bit acting roles. And in case you guys missed it the first time I reported on this, I want to share with you one of her bit acting roles. So this is Chantel's traveling companion, Ashley.
Never, forever.
Then wrong?
We're going to have to let you go.
Excuse me?
We know about the DUI. We can't in good conscience have someone working here that has an alcohol problem.
Alcohol problem? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Did you or did you not get a DUI last weekend while you were out with the girls?
Mr. Dressler, I can explain. It wasn't.
I don't need an explanation. Just answer the question.
It's not that easy.
Yes or no. Did you get a DUI last week?
Yes, but
That's all I need to know. Please pack your things.
Mr. Dressler, if we could just talk about this.
There's no discussion needed. We have a no tolerance policy.
You don't understand. Please, what can I do? It was Marnie.
Excuse me?
Marnie was driving. I covered for her. I wasn't drunk. Please, don't fire me. I swear I was covering for her. I was trying to help her out.
I'm sorry. That's not what she told me. Grab your stuff and leave.
Call her in here. She can explain it all.
She's out today.
Well, then call her.
Not going to do that.
Mr. Dressler, I covered for your alcoholic wife to make sure she wouldn't get into trouble. The least you could do is show me a little compassion.
Get out of my office before I call the cops.
This isn't over.
Okay, so that is Ashley, Chantel's special friend, who has been seen out and about with her, traveling, hanging out with the family, and she was featured on 90 Day Diaries with her. They're hanging out in Punta Cana right now. Um, That was her in an acting role in about 2 years ago. And River, I was wondering where the hell River's been because I haven't seen him on social media in the longest. So Winter posted this with her brother today, and I'm like, okay. I was wondering if River was, should be on like the missing persons list or something.
That was in the refrigerator, in the freezer. I mean, can you drink out of that?
Don't you hate when you forget a can of soda in the freezer and it comes out all looking like that and the soda's all frozen and annoying? Yeah, I hate when I do that shit. I do that a lot in the summer. I go to put my Cokes in the freezer and then forget about them. Pedro is going back to DR for a trip. He is doing quite well for himself, not only physically, but with his job. He's like closing houses left and right. So I guess he did quite well for himself. Now, moving on, we have to have a little jazzy section. Maddie is really, really beautiful. She's really cute. I do not think that Jasmine gave the baby Matt's last name. I think that's just a gift that someone gave her. I believe the baby possibly has only her last name, but I don't know. I haven't seen the birth certificate. So, like I said, yes, this baby is beautiful. And Jasmine, you don't need to be posting her every 5 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. And she's a good Catholic, a great mom. Do you hear the sarcasm in my voice? And I want to know why the hell, and I'm going to be a little mean right now, her camel toe was in my face this morning. Okay. She posted to her Jazzy Vegan fitness account this like breathing abdominal exercise, and her camel toe was in my face the whole time. My girl, you couldn't have found a better camera angle to do this. I mean, like, just the camera angle was really, really bad. So, I'm moving on. This is the bedtime story you guys have all been waiting for. Okay? It may be a nightmare. I'm sorry to do this to you guys so late, but Angela is a scammer over 50 fucking dollars. Okay? $50, a hotel room, some cigarettes. Oh my god, she is scraping the bottom of the barrel. She is doing so bad. So I talked to this guy, Ryan. He originally did a post on Reddit. Okay, and that's where I got tipped off from, was Reddit. And he posted these pictures of him and Angela, and he sent me some more pictures of him and Angela. And he told me the story of what happened in March when he met Angela on Cameo. He requested a cameo from her. They started chatting it up. So let me read to you what he said on Reddit. Okay, so he said, I met her via Cameo. We talked and talked, more like she rambled for hours, all about Michael. Then she changed her flight from Savannah to Atlanta to hang out. We use our higher points to put her up in a nice hotel, and she stands us up. Then begs me to drive her 4 hours home, which I do. Begs me to buy her cigarettes and soda, not a big deal, so I do. Then I get to her home, reeks of cat piss. Then she begs for $50 and promises to pay me back, and she refuses. Tells me to sue her for it. Absolutely ridiculous. So, as you can imagine, on Reddit, they were not giving him sympathy whatsoever. They were basically calling him a dumbass, saying, how could you not know that Angela is such a horrible person and she would do something like this? He tried to plead his case by saying, um, she cried in the car ride, kept talking about not being able to afford her bills. I felt bad. So I had an opportunity to speak with Ryan briefly today. And basically, he met her on Cameo. They became fast friends, which is a pattern with her. You guys remember, um, Riz that I interviewed, Jody, and her partner, how Angela, struck up a friendship with them. They put her up in a hotel. She was supposed to go to a charity event and never showed up. You remember Victoria the psychic. She just strikes up quick friendships with people. And in my opinion, from what I see, the pattern of behavior, she uses them for what she can get, whether it's a free psychic reading to find out if Victor Ortiz likes her or not, or a free hotel room, or a free, event where she could have all she can drink, whatever the case may be, or if it's just $50 and a car ride home, she will suck whatever she can out of these people that she befriends. And for some reason, these people want to be her friend in the beginning. For the life of me, I have no fucking clue why. I mean, Ryan kept saying that, he was trying to believe that there was good in humanity. And I'm like, dude, Angela. Now, in his defense, according to him and his husband are not very active on social media. They stepped away from social media for their own mental health. They only watched the show. They thought that maybe Angela got a bad edit. And he decided to get a cameo from her. And before you know it, they're fast friends. So he put her up in a hotel in Atlanta. He lives northeast of Atlanta, I believe he told me. And basically, she almost got her ass kicked out of there because she was acting a fucking fool. She was like screaming at the front desk people for the Wi-Fi password, which I don't understand. The hotels have the Wi-Fi password in the room on like the little card on like your desk. So I don't understand why she was down there like screaming at the front desk for the Wi-Fi password. She first asked her first day, when she first got there, she called Ryan and she asked him for $30 so she could get something to eat. So Ryan says, sure, no problem. Send her the $30. And then before you know it, she's calling him again and asking him for more money for something to eat. And Ryan's like, yo, I just sent you $30. What did you do with it? And she's like, oh, my granddaughter wanted ice cream, so I sent it to her. That should have been his first red flag. Okay. Then basically they were supposed to hang out. He didn't want to go where she wanted to go. And instead of coming to a happy compromise, she stands him up. The next day, and I don't know why, he agreed to do this. He kept repeating, I believe, that there's good in people and there's good in humanity. And I just keep thinking, dude, this is Angela Dean we're talking about. But trust me, he regrets it. So he decides to drive her 4 hours home. And this is the good part. This is the nightmare part. She spent practically the whole 4 hours, one trying to chain smoke in his brand new Cadillac, and he was like, hell's no, fucking stop it. Secondly, basically disparaging the whole country of Nigeria. Thirdly, Michael. And fourth, Kibbles and Bits, that bitch. That bitch Kibbles and Bits. Now, first of all, thank you, Joan. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Now, first, I cannot deal that her house smells like cat pee, but this is not the first time I've heard this. I've heard this from numerous people and numerous sources that her house is basically allegedly a hoarder's nightmare. Smells, stuff everywhere, uh, dog poop on the floor, allegedly. Ryan said he saw dog poop on the floor, allegedly. But this 4 hour car ride, which I find really scary, that Angela spent most of it talking about Michael and this bitch Kibbles and Bits. Ryan said, you are the bane of her existence, which honestly actually scares me just a little bit. Okay. because, like I said, her Botox place is like 10 minutes away from me. But you guys know, if Angela and I ever run into each other in public and she tried to put her hands on me, one, I would definitely press charges. But two, I would press charges after I beat her ass up and down the block. I may be 50. I may have my aches and pains. I may be half blind without my glasses, but I still have the little scrapper girl in me. Don't fuck with me. So apparently, Michael and I are the bane of her existence. She's broke because of all of her lawyer fees, and she cried basically the whole 4 hours home. He gets to her house. She asks to borrow $50. He gives it to her. And when he asks her to pay him back, she basically tells him to fuck off and sue me. So first he tells her, now we're fighting because of you, so I'm pissed now. And he's fighting with his husband because Angela stood them up. They were supposed to go, somewhere, and Angela never showed up. So then he says, you still owe me $50. And she says, sue me. Like, really, Angela? We're that desperate that we're conning fans out of $50, cigarettes, soda, and a hotel room for the night? Like, seriously? We're that, we're doing that bad? After all those seasons on TLC and all the spin-offs, you and Skylar were even on Pillow Talk for a couple of seasons. You guys remember that? Pillow Talk, from what I understand, allegedly is top pay in the 90-Day franchise. So everyone wants to be on Pillow Talk because it's, a pretty good chunk of change each episode. And Angela and Skylar were on Pillow Talk for like a season or two, I remember. Angela's been on how many fucking seasons and spin-offs of 90 Day? And we all know she didn't share that money with Michael. So, yeah, I don't exactly feel bad for her. Not for nothing. Scamming fans of $50. This is what we have come to. So hopefully Ryan and I will be able to sit down and he could tell you guys what the hell he was thinking when he decided to give Angela a 4-hour ride home. So stay tuned for that. Moving on, we have Julia and Simba update. Okay, I know a few of you guys asked about what's going on with Julia's dog Simba. She provided an update today. She said, I see a lot of your messages. I know I need to go to stories more often, but unfortunately, we are currently coping with various difficult obstacles. I hope everything will get better soon. I am devastated and seem powerless, but a lot of things do not allow me to give up. I will also be frank, your warm messages and comments always make me happy. Thank you. So then she says, yes, it is a difficult job to take care of a paralyzed dog, especially one that weighs more than 85 pounds. But he is our family member and we are doing everything we can. He eats and drinks very well. Nyla tries to play with him. Tomorrow, the doctor will give us some advice. We will have to buy a stroller for his hind legs. And then she says, Simba on the mend. We will have to make him to walk again. We have been fighting with everything for a month. But he has a good appetite. But 4 days ago, he became paralyzed. He eats, goes to the toilet, but cannot walk. The clinic we went to keeps telling us to take pills. Tomorrow, we will take him to another hospital. I would never bring my dog to those clinics we went to. The message that some people write to me about putting to sleep. When your family members are sick, do you offer them the same thing? Please pass by with such messages. So then she also says, I also had to check my emotional and physical health. Is it difficult for me? Yes. Do I cry? Every day. But all the people in the world have problems. We will solve everything. And she is still doing her Kingdom for Dogs subscription boxes. And she says all of the proceeds are going towards Simba and the vet bills and all that stuff. It's really, really sad. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her. So, moving on to some 90 Day cast. So we have Sarper and Shekinah. This is all 6 of them. Shekinah and her 5 siblings. Okay. That scene with Shekinah's sisters was kind of surreal to me. It was kind of watching the bougie biker chicks. They all look like they went to the same plastic surgeon. But anyway, we have the throuple that no, not everyone is talking about. We're actually sick of you guys. We have Juan and Jessica, the vanilla couple of this season of 90 Day. And we have Mina. And we have Sean hanging out with Lauren and Aaliyah. So moving on, I'm excited to announce that I finally received my digital download of David and Annie's cookbook. And actually, it's a really great deal. It's $10. The hardcover I think is $40, and I think the soft cover is $30. I couldn't, I couldn't make myself buy that. So a digital download is actually really convenient. You could just, pull it up on your device and look at the recipe as you're cooking. So these are some of the recipes that they have. And I am hoping to make one of the chicken ones and one of the vegetable ones really, really soon. So when I do, I'm going to review the recipe, do a little content of it, and show you my husband's reaction. So this is going to be my little project. So moving on, Darcy provides an update after the Istanbul earthquake that occurred today. It actually occurred, I believe, at 5 o'clock in the morning, Turkish time. So this is Darcy providing an update.
There was a huge 6.2 earthquake here in Istanbul, Turkey. Stacy and I are doing just fine. We're at the hotel again, and we went outside for a while, but we're back inside the hotel. We are fine. There were some aftershocks, but no damages around us or anything like that. So just letting you guys know that we're safe and sound, and praying that there's no more aftershocks. And love you guys. Just want to say that life is precious. Let's all stay strong and love each other. Sending you lots of love from beautiful Istanbul.
I just realized my mic is muted. Sorry about that. I would not want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to an earthquake. I remember not this past birthday, but last year on my 50th birthday on April 5th, 2024, New York actually had an earthquake, and it scared the fuck out of me. When I say it scared the fuck out of me, like some of my dishes fell down, my TV shifted off the wall, and my cat went ballistic. Okay, so I would not, and that was only like a 3 point something. It was minor compared to these earthquakes. I would not want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to an earthquake. No, 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 no. So, moving on. Congratulations to Yara. She is an American citizen. And Jovi says she did it on the first try. Congratulations, Yara. And happy birthday to Patrick. Okay. I found his segment on Diaries highly amusing. He's expressing to Thais, how upset he is about his knee and not being able to be physical as much and gaining weight. And, his baby face is even getting wrinkles. And Thais's first thing is like, we can go get Botox. Even my husband was cracking up at that. So, happy birthday to Patrick. So before I let you guys go, just a couple of miscellaneous updates. So why does Adnan look like a bad drug dealer from a bad 1990s movie? I mean, what the fuck is up with this look? Just saying. We have Ziad, who was he caught? Wasn't he caught? Was it just all for drama on 90 Day Diaries? walking out of a bar with a woman that he swears is his co-worker's wife, and he was just in the bathroom. Guillermo also last seen on 90 Day Diaries telling Kara that he quit his job to train to become a pilot, hanging out with his son. And Sam and Citra was also featured on Monday night's 90 Day Diaries. Citra, went into labor and all that, so the baby sleeping in their bed. Parenthood has its hurdles, but you get over them eventually. Then, do you guys remember Blake and Jasmine, the original Jasmine? Well, I think she could challenge Chantel in a split contest. You guys tell me what you think. I mean, look at this split. Like, uh, how are these chicks so fucking flexible? That's what I want to know. And no, this is just clickbait. If you guys see this on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and it's from Nicole's account, it is just clickbait. Azon has not died. No one in Nicole's family has died. This is actually to an old clickbait site, and it's like celebrities who died in 2024. So please do not fall for it. This happens every once in a while with Nicole's profile. I guess these people pay her to like stick things up there, and she makes pennies depending on, how many people click on the link. So there you go. You remember Amphisa and George? This is Amphisa now. Colty's Mama Debbie and her man Tony. And Veronica's new man is getting a tattoo. And speaking of Guillermo, he is Kara. And Robert and Annie were having way too much fun with this pillow talk stuff. And do you guys really think Elizabeth and Andre are going to move to Moldova? Or do you think it's all bullshit? Can you really picture Elizabeth leaving her dad, her sisters, and everyone behind to move to Moldova? No fucking way. Just saying. So, thank you so much, everybody, for your support. I see all of your kind comments. That's what I'm trying to say. And the not so kind ones. For the kind comments, big kisses to you guys. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate your likes, your shares, your comments. For those who leave me, unkind comments, that's all I have to say to you. So, thank you so much for watching me. Thank you, everybody in the live chat. Please subscribe if you don't already. Double check that you are subscribed. If you're watching me on the replay, thank you so much. Please like, share, and consider joining my membership. Have a good night, guys. Bye, everybody.